Tenitzu here, and today we'll be getting into part 2 of What If Naruto Was a Hyuga. For those who haven't watched the first part, there's a link in the description to it, but now, without further ado, let's just get straight into part 2. Naruto waited on Kakashi's signal, but instead of disappearing like Sasuke and Sakura, he stayed in front of Kakashi, who wasn't as surprised as you'd expect. He heard of this boy's brashness. Naruto attempted to activate his Byakugan, but still had issues with controlling his chakra flow, so he was sent flying by a sudden attack from Kakashi. What the hell? Naruto shuddered in surprise as he attempted to activate his dojutsu once more, failing again, so just scoffed and began focusing more on defending the next attack of Kakashi. As it came, Naruto was almost able to dodge it, which was kind of surprising to Kakashi, but what was even more surprising was that Naruto poofed? Huh? A shadow clone? But before he could finish his thought, Naruto came in from above, actually managing to land an attack on the Jonin. Even if it was from a surprise attack, it was still quite the impressive feat. Naruto quickly followed up with another attack, which almost landed but was inevitably blocked by Kakashi, but still he was a hit in another spot by another clone. What the hell was up with this boy? Almost being able to keep up with, it's heavily expressing himself. Chonin Kakashi? He was beginning to push Kakashi to use more and more of his power, but Naruto just suddenly stopped, which confused Kakashi. Naruto? Why did you stop fighting? To which Naruto answered with a quiet smirk as he showed Kakashi something in his hand. How did you get that? And that's when Kakashi realized. Not only was Naruto fighting him, he was using it as a distraction for one of his clones to grab the bells. You guys can come out now. Sakura and Sasuke came out looking almost as shocked as Kakashi felt. Especially Sasuke, who felt the jealousy begin burning inside of him. Here, catch. Naruto threw a belt to Sasuke, whose confusion grew even more. I don't want to see you fail for some reason, but don't thank me, alright? He said once again with a big smile on his face, which made Sasuke blush in embarrassment. Naruto was completely superior to him. His fury grew, but suddenly Kakashi shouted, "You fail," he said, pointing at Sasuke and Sakura, to which Naruto looked around in shock. What the hell? He had done everything as told, following the rules perfectly, and gave Sasuke a bell as well, so why did the other two fail? Hold up, this isn't fair at all. How are we, who are not even getting supposed to do anything, to a Jonin and get those bells? Kakashi just smirked a bit under his mask. Come on, answer! Naruto shouted, to which Sasuke began getting fired up too. Yeah, you should have followed the rules you set yourself! And even Sakura began shouting, and Kakashi, it was like the whole team united into one. Incredibly angry person, thought, well, I guess they can work together if you push them enough, as he began laughing, but Naruto shouted, Now don't start laughing, you damn geezer, and for that one he received a good punch in his head. Well, I guess if y'all insist so much, I'll revoke my decision. You all pass. And the entire team began celebrating. Even the cool-headed Sasuke couldn't keep a big grin from his face. The team was quickly assigned higher-level missions, as Kakashi informed the third of Naruto's unparalleled feats against him, which in turn made everyone in the team not only much more skilled, but happier as well. But something was just throbbing in Naruto's heart, almost as if it was stabbed. He wanted a real mission, something fun. Sure, catching some robbers here and there was fun and all, but that was the biggest thing they did. So Naruto asked for a B-rank mission, however this request was instantly denied by Kakashi, and so they got their next C-rank mission. They had to escort some random bridge builder to the Land of Waves. When Naruto saw the man who they were supposed to escort for the first time, he whispered to Sasuke, who had become a good chunk closer with, Well, seems like we're escorting an alcoholic. To which the Uchiha began smirking and tried to keep himself from laughing. Why are you smirking like that for? The bridge builder shouted at them, clearly tipsy. You damn runt. He whispered this under his breath, and he was glad not to say it too loud because Kakashi stared at him, ready to, as they'd say in the German dub of Naruto, kidnap him. To which Tazuna shut up instantly. The day after this small altercation, they readied up and started their journey to the before-mentioned Land of Waves. It's nice to get out of the village sometime, Naruto said, looking up at the blazing sun. They had been walking for a while now, but suddenly Kakashi shouted, Watch out! As two men suddenly jumped at Kakashi, killing him in front of the entire team. You monsters! Naruto said, his eyes becoming cloudy as he dodged an attack by the first demon brother before uppercutting him into the sky, before kicking him back down again, knocking the man out with the singular attack, with Sasuke knocking the other demon brother out as well, with Sakura just standing there with a single kunai in her hand. Was her lip quivering? When Naruto walked back over to the team, he said, What do we do now without? However, the question he couldn't finish was quickly answered by Kakashi suddenly returning. Surprise! And now he was the one who got a hit on the head. Before they continued walking, although Naruto didn't deactivate his Byakugan as he was now on high alert. There had to be something going on, since there would be no reason to send out those dangerous ninja to kill a simple bridge builder, and he was right to do so, as he spotted a dangerously high chakra hiding behind some bushes. Naruto's eyes widened slightly as he shuffled into Kakashi, telling him the problem, to which the latter nodded, and to everyone else's surprise, disappeared and kicked the man who was hiding right into a nearby tree. What the hell? The unknown man said, laughing a bit as he swung a huge sword on his shoulders. How did you know it was hiding, Kakashi of the Sharingan? The man who turned out to be Zabuza, the demon of the mist, said, to which Kakashi just confidently smirked at him, saying, That's none of your business, and they began clashing. It was a fight unlike anything the team of Genin had ever seen. Kakashi had revealed not only his Sharingan, but his abundance of jutsu, but a single mistake left Kakashi beaten up on the floor, which angered Naruto and Sasuke, who both jumped down to Zabuza. You heard Kakashi, Naruto said furious, as he jumped at Zabuza, with Sasuke following right after him. They began battling the Demon of the Mist, although they weren't as successful as they'd had hoped. Naruto thought he was already basically Jonin level. He was massively overconfident because of how well he did against Kakashi in the belt test and how easily he beat the Demon Brother. But he soon came to realize how much Kakashi truly outbacked him, as he and Sasuke both were cut up all over alongside bruised. But instead of crying or screaming for help, Naruto, with the help of 360-degree vision of the Byakugan, smiled broadly. You might think that you've won, but you're very wrong. Everything went exactly as we wanted it to, and he fist bumped Sasuke before they both passed out on the ground, leaving the area right before free for Kakashi, who was already running towards Zabuza with a Chidori, but before he could land his Chidori, several Senbon hit Zabuza in the neck, seemingly killing him, before a person who claimed to be a member of the Mist Anbu came and picked the body up, thanking them for weakening him so much. Kakashi nodded before passing out as well, with the last thing he saw was Sakura, whose lip was quivering again. Was it in sadness? Or was it in jealousy? Who knows? When Naruto finally woke up, he was laying on the floor of a house covered in a blanket, and as he sat up, he heard the very familiar voice of Sasuke. Took you long enough. I myself was up only 5 minutes after the whole ordeal, which made Naruto mad. Or were you? Maybe you weren't putting that much effort in then. Which then in return made Sasuke furious, too. Oh, you wanna go? Sure. But before they could start their fight, Sakura opened the door and told them in a weirdly defeated voice, There's food. To which the two of them stormed out, starting the next few days of pure competition between the two. The competition was only fired up when Kakashi showed them the tree walking exercise to improve their chakra control, but to Kakashi this was the best outcome, as they both pushed each other into further heights of strength. This is also the general time period where Haku and Naruto first meet. When Kakashi finally recovered, he, Sasuke, and Sakura went to the bridge, leaving Naruto behind as he was still sleeping, where some workers were, working on the bridge, which would connect the small village to the rest of the world more easily for trading, but those weren't the only people the team found on the bridge. Right in front of their eyes stood Zabuza and the Ambu that had supposedly killed him. Well, that doesn't matter. I'll just defeat you, Sasuke said confidently, pointing at Haku, then began battling with him, Kakashi fighting Zabuza in the side, with Sakura once again being left behind. Her lip began quivering once more. When Naruto woke up, he found Tazuna's family being threatened by some wannabe assassins, but Naruto just defeated them easily before running to the bridge where his team was. When Naruto finally arrived at the bridge, he found the fight going on and ran right to Sasuke, who was trapped in the ice mirror cage. Sasuke punched him for his stupidity, as now they were both trapped, but Naruto was still confident that they could easily win this, as he activated his Byakugan. This now being the first time a Byakugan and Sharingan fought together in their team. Naruto's overconfidence in not only his power but his dojutsu, which hadn't failed him once, and he was right to believe so for the first half of the battle, as his 360-degree vision and incredibly boosted perception helped him deal with the Senbon. But once the unknown Ambu man stopped holding back as much, he was quickly overwhelmed, and before he could do anything to stop it, Sasuke was hit at a very critical spot by many Senbon. When Naruto saw this, his blood began to boil as he crouched down near Sasuke. I promise. I promise I'll never lose again. And the nine-tailed chakra overwhelmed him, and he punched the man, who was revealed to be Haku, straight through his ice mirror as his Byakugan was extremely enhanced by the chakra of the Ninetales alongside his physical strength, with Haku almost knocked out by the one punch alone. You killed Sasuke, Naruto said with his anger trembling. Haku simply replying to kill him as he no longer had any reason to live, but right before Naruto could finish the job, Haku disappeared and protected Zabuza from the Chidori, which shocked everyone. Zabuza seemed shocked at first, but quickly stopped as, when Naruto shouted at him to show some emotion for his fallen comrade, said Haku was only a tool to him, which made Naruto even more furious as he lashed out at Zabuza, telling him all about Haku and how much he loved Zabuza, which finally made even the emotionless Zabuza cry. "Say no more, kid," Zabuza told him as he ended the Land of Waves mission by killing Geto and finally freezing the Land of Waves once and for all. Naruto sighed in relief that the mission was over, but he was still truly saddened by the supposed death of Sasuke. But he was shocked, and happy of course, to see that Sasuke was awake. "I wouldn't die that easily," Sasuke said to Naruto, still sounding quite weak, but to Naruto, that was still good enough. When Team 7 left the town the next day, everyone said goodbye to them, and the bridge was named the Great Naruto Bridge. When they finally returned back to their village, Naruto smiled at the gate and told everyone that, "I am done with missions like that for a while," with everyone in the team agreeing. A few weeks passed after that eventful mission, which is when Kakashi suddenly struck up a conversation with his team about their joining the Chunin exams, to which everyone in his team nodded vigorously. "Well then, it's decided. Team 7 will be entering the Chunin exams." Naruto smirked. He was going to win the exams no matter what. Now I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe, but without further ado, this was Tenitzu, and I am out.